People tend to turn off HUD for photoshoot purposes, like this. We can appreciate the beautiful scenery of Elden Ring, but I was thinking, what if I tried to beat the whole game by turning off HUD? It's actually a simple challenge, so to make things more challenging, I can only use the default loadout from starting class I picked. I really want to do this challenge in a very long time, but since I suck at it, I didn't have the balls to try it. But today, I think I'm ready. So here are the rules. Number 1, no HUD. So I cannot look at my HP bar, my stamina and my FP bar. This includes enemy HP bar as well. There are more restrictions on this one, but I'll explain it along the way later on. Number 2, no picking up weapons. Because I can only use items that comes from the starting class, I'm not allowed to use any other weapon I found throughout the playthrough. Number 3, no picking up armor. And number 4, no picking up Ash of War. Pretty straightforward, I don't need to explain that. A little different from my previous challenge runs, these involve pure skill that I'm lacking, and well, let's see if I get better at the game. As always, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss future challenge runs. Okay, let's get started. Because I can only use the starting equipments, I need to make sure I have stuff that I'm comfortable using. I picked Samurai class not only because I'm a weep, but it also has the best weapons for me. Uchigatana as my main weapon and longbow for long range weapon. It comes with light armor set as well for decent protection in my opinion. I'm not that confident on not getting hit most of the time. As soon as I start the game, I turn off HUD right away. You know, this has similar feeling like using the blind skull from Halo, but I don't have to aim this time. I tried to square up with Grafted Sion just to test it out how the combat feels and also going for Soldier of Godric after that. I mean, I feel a bit off without any indication on my screen, but maybe because it's an early boss so it didn't bother me that much. The subtitle and material acquisition tags are still appearing though. I mean, I can turn off subtitle but it won't change anything to the game. Oh yeah, about equipments. I minimize my slots to only 3 flasks only so I can easily keep track for each of them in the battle. I have to put Torrent on my pouch this time. So as usual, I went to Kaelid through this portal outside the church and my first objective is to get a Dragon Crash Shield talisman. I think I'll go with defensive build this time, so the talisman is necessary to me. But in order to get it, I have to slowly get down to the lower platform from Bestial Sanctum. Because I cannot see my health bar and most of the jumps took some of my health, I have to heal every time I did the hard drop. I died 3 times, just because I have a little health at the beginning. I need to be more cautious. I grind some runes for a while since the location is very close to Rene's Rise, before finally acquiring Radahn Sword Seal as my early game essential talisman. To be honest, I'm watching my footage right now and I don't really need Radahn Sword Seal since I'm focusing on purely dex build and it didn't require any other stats, but I guess it's fine for early game boost though. Before fighting Margit, I kinda want some extra runes just to level up a bit more by killing the old dragon in front of the fort. Right, Margit. You know, I haven't played Elden Ring for 3 days, so I think my timing is a bit rusty in this video. It feels weird to not see the enemy health bar, but I realize I can deal good damage to him. I played as defensive as I can because I don't know why I kinda feel anxious when it comes to the boss battle. You see, if you can see both health bars, you know when to play aggressive or when you stay defensive, so when the first time I experienced this, I'm a little hesitate for some reason. I don't know how much damage Margit can deal towards me, so every time I get hit, I'm just gonna drink flash right away. I feel the fight was kinda longer than usual, but it was probably just me. The fight was not that great and I missed some of the timings, but it ended amazing. This is like some anime duels. Me and Margit died at the same time. Well, technically I won the fight though because I got a talisman pouch, so yeah. With that, I can equip the Radahn Sword Seal for my second talisman. Luckily for me, I don't have a lot of things to get in this playthrough, but only a couple essential stuff. I got smithing stone bell bearing because I was too lazy to look for each of them in the open world. It's much easier to buy them from Round Table Hold. I was planning to buy some prawns but decided not to because I don't think I want to fill my equipment slot right now. So I speedran the entire Stormveil castle and faced Godric right away. Because I know how it feels to fight the boss right now, I think I can handle Godric without a major problem. The feel of anxious is still present no matter what. But Godric is slower than Margit, so I can tone down my aggression for a bit. Also, did you realize it's kinda more interesting to play without HUD? I mean, I feel like the graphics is somehow optimized and the environment looks more colorful. I don't know man, I'm just imagining things I guess. As I remember, Godric deals more damage than Margit, so it won't change my habit of drinking flasks right after getting hit. So I didn't expect to trigger his second phase that quick. At this point, I already lost count on how many flasks I have and apparently I drank all of it. I think I had around 4 to 5 flasks, I don't know. But that's okay because I beat him at the end. First try. There are some talisman I want to get, but I think I can still keep going for the next boss currently. So I went to the academy to slaughter a dog and his mother. That doesn't sound good, but in fact the dog was actually slaughtering me though. One thing about Red Wolf, he's agile and even with katana I sometimes couldn't keep up. I might be good at using dual katanas, but two-handed one katana isn't really my style to be honest. He deals a good amount of damage to me, so I could be dead just from 2 hits. There are some of his moves that's just really annoying that makes me rethink my strats on him. But apparently the solution is pretty simple, I just have to dodge forward. The actual boss is the Carrier Knight. Okay, so the word first time wasn't always that exciting. But if you want to play parry, fine. Then I can do mine as well. I get this small shield on my equipment as well though. Look at my parry, boys! Do you believe if I told you that I spent almost an hour just to beat this guy? The problem is not even about the HUD, but I suck at fighting this kind of NPC in general. The highlight might be the parrying, but it happened a bunch, not gonna lie. Sometimes I wasn't dead from a single riposte, but the other time I just died right away. And yeah, finally I butchered this dumbass. So going for Rennala now. I think we can all agree that we don't have to talk much about her first phase, because it's not that hard. Popping her bubble, land a couple hits, and we proceed on her second phase. I realize I'm used to using long weapons like Nagakiba and Naginata, so going back on using short katana makes my timing a little bit off. I also being too greedy sometimes, and I died once. But the problem with Rennala isn't her spell or anything. The summon can be super annoying since they're not easily despawn like before, but I also realized I ran out of stamina most of the time. Fighting her involved a lot of running, and her magic deals a lot of damage, even though it's very easy to dodge. But yeah, with Rennala I just have to be patient and somehow keep track on how many flasks I drank. I actually forgot I already have another talisman slots when you visited the Round Table Hold after getting the first Great Rune, so I went to Liurnia to get Wing Sword Insignia. Since I'm going to rely on using chain attacks, I think it's a good talisman compared to Warrior Shard that boosts weapon skills. Unshed is a default Ash of War for Uchi Katana, but I don't think I'll use it often since it's not really effective against most bosses with my current playstyle. I mean, it has a good amount of poise damage. I kinda forgot I don't have any indication, and if you see the green puddle across this cave, yeah, that's poison. I got poison and Scarlet rotted at the same time, and yeah, I cannot see how fast the build up, but she made me sleep. By sleep, I mean dead. But took my revenge on my second round, so I got a talisman. Since I'm completing various quests, I went to the church to battle Vike. Surprisingly, this is the first time I kill him without dying. Also, got a spear, even though I ain't using it. On the last challenge run, I failed to beat the new NPCs, so I'm coming back at him. I met Goldmask in Altus Plateau and we're having some interesting conversation along the way. Alright, Magnus the Beast. I'm using Katana right now, I'm at my peak, so obviously I killed him. And yeah, long story short, I reached Mogwin and throw some party there to gain some runes. While I'm at Altus Plateau, I got another smithing stone bell bearing and upgraded my weapon because I have to prepare myself against Tree Sentinel. Also, I got to grind for a little bit just to be more prepared. This is my second time using full melee build against Tree Sentinel. It might be more difficult than I remember, maybe because I used Scarlet Rot before. I died multiple times, but I managed to cut his HP to half a couple times. So I think I just have to be more careful. The benefit of the doubt in this case is because I have no idea how much damage I dealt and how much HP he has currently. I treated him like he has still full health. Keeping up with his pattern is surprisingly easy. I don't know why back then it's so hard to beat this guy. Well, actually, it took me a while as well to beat him, but I was too scared to get close to him. There are a couple openings, but I can only land one hit each openings. I can hit him a couple times when he casts the lightning, but outside of that moment, it's better to keep myself away from him because he usually throws a fireball when I get a bit far from him, which is very easy to dodge. So I don't know how many times I died, but I beat him at the end. So I reached Leyndell and I remember they patched the jumping platform, so I have to get down there by foot and not gravity. Fast forward and here's Godfrey. Already expected an easy fight, to be honest. Well, it's sure an easy fight, but there are a lot of times that I got hit pretty hard by him. I think because Katana has different movesets compared to previous weapon I use, and its recovery time is not the best, so I cannot perfectly dodge his attacks on certain moments. I also got a bit aggressive at times, but luckily I beat him. I'm not concerned about his HP because I kinda like this fight. As usual, before fighting Morgott, there will be some changes to my talismans, so I got this green turtle talisman because I realized I'm not too invested on endurance and I need an alternative to that situation. I'm also looking for Erdtree favor to replace Radahn Sword Seal, but doing this dungeon is super annoying. I got a bit lost, fight a random boss, and got Oleg the Banished Knight, even though I'm not going to use it. Apparently there is a secret route to get to the talisman by jumping down to the lower platform. It could be an easy task, but I have to fight a grafted Sion. Oh no, by the way, his friend's coming to save his ass, but it's too late. I get the good stuff before dying. I'm ready to fight Morgott. This is the real deal. Of course, a couple early fight, I have to get used to his attacks and my weapon movesets. I think certain weapons can land a hit on different openings, if that makes sense. But the good thing is, I see that Uchigatana deals a significant damage to Morgott because it didn't take me long to reach his second phase, so I don't have to feel anxious about it. I think it's the same case with spears. I can only land a single hit on him before waiting for the next openings. Uchigatana has bleed proc, so I try to land some chain attacks whenever he does this sword rain, so I can deplete as much health as I can. I tried using Unsheath a few times, but I don't know how much damage it does. It doesn't really matter, it seems. This is a bit risky because I was a bit greedy when fighting Morgott, but thanks to the Dragon Crest Talisman, I was able to take some hits from him without dying. The battle going for like 3 minutes, but I don't actually remember it was that long. I was too focused on his second phase though, but it was a good fight and I finally beat him. I have to fight my fellow samurai before continuing to the next boss. I have to prove myself that I can beat someone wielding River of Blood. And I did, after multiple tries. Okay, so let's keep going. I somehow feel quite confident against Fire Giant. I don't really think much about this boss honestly because I'm not using difficult weapon right now. But there is one main problem here. Torrent plays a big role on this fight, and because I changed my key input on my keyboard, it's a little difficult to spawn Torrent frequently. On the first phase, nothing concerning going on, he rarely rolls away so I can chill a little bit and my katana deals a significant damage to his feet. His second phase is a little tough. This will take a while since no matter how good your weapon is, the damage output wouldn't be maximized without any status effects, but it's a common thing that everyone knows about Fire Giant. So because I set Torrent on my pouch, I have to click E and right arrow to spawn him. It's a little hard since I have to use both of my hands to click the buttons, and I need Torrent to get my ass away as fast as he can before Fire Giant does anything. There are certain moments that I almost died, but lucky me, I'm still alive and this is probably going for 5 minutes, which is quite long. but in the end I beat him. First try as well, I'm surprised. Since we're against the most hated boss of all time, I have to do what everyone usually do in this usual time against this unusual boss. Anyway, I got a bunch of sleeping pots, and in total I have 14 cracked pots. Keep that in mind because I encountered a huge problem after this. So there is something off with this fight. I mean, not because the fight is bullshit, but for some reason I ran out of sleep pots after a couple throws. It happens a lot, and I realized I think I throw around 6 of them before running out of sleep pots. But after checking my inventory, I still have 8 pots left. This might be the same case with arrows and bolts. Yeah, 99 for arrows and 20 for bolts. But I don't know if this is the same case. Please let me know what I did wrong in the comments, guys. I really appreciate it. I think beating Godskin Duo by myself is possible, but I need a bunch of sleeping pots and that makes this battle impossible. So I think I have to use different approach. I went to Carrier Manor to defeat Loretta. You guys probably already know where this is going. And yeah, Loretta wasn't a problem at all. It didn't take me that long and her attacks are just easy to dodge. So I sent her to the afterlife and continue with my objective. So my main goal here is to get Dolores the Sleeping Arrow. And in order to get her, I have to progress through Selphie's quest, which I didn't realize I fucked it up because I already beat the Fire Giant. I couldn't find Nepheli anywhere, so I wasn't able to give her the potion. But that's okay, it's completely fine. Plan B is officially failed, so we'll go with Plan C, which is fighting Radahn. It's a quick fight. I call out everyone to gang on him so I can chill from behind. Actually, not really, since I almost level 100 now, and I believe Radahn was designed for around level 60-ish, if I'm not wrong, so I'm actually being over-leveled against him. I only landed a couple of hits and he's already jumped for the second phase, and yeah, the battle was ended pretty fast. I have to do this pretty quick since I wasted too many times in this whole playthrough. So yeah, I went to Nokron, get the Finger Slayer blade, give it to Rani, and Selphie is now dead. I can jump down to Carrier Manor using the back entrance and finally got Dolores. I didn't upgrade Dolores that much because getting the rest of the material is very tedious, so I'm going with only +4 against Godskin Duo. I summoned Burnhal as well because I know I'm really bad at playing as a mid-shield with my current state. I really hate 2 versus 1 kind of fight, so I make it 3 versus 2. I realize the Godskin Duo is somehow weak to bleed, so I have to keep doing the chain attacks on them while Burnhal baiting them. Dolores is really good at being ranged attacker since they always shifted their attention to either me or Burnhal, so she can be safe there. Once they go to sleep, I can start doing a lot of chain attacks because they have this sleeping animation going on, and when they wake up, the waking up animation also took a while. So it was really a big chance for us to destroy them, and yeah, we finally beat them. thought the grind stopped when I beat Godskin Duo, but apparently Malekith is back on being one of the most difficult boss. On my other challenge runs, Malekith got the same treatment as Radahn because I was using Flame of Red Mains to attack their poise, and for Malekith that has small poise health, it makes the fight far easier. But this time, I'm going full melee, so I cannot use the same method as before. I have to slowly learn his pattern now. Believe me or not, I'm struggling more on his first phase rather than his second phase. Because he's kinda fast and his attacks more of a combination of short and long range attacks, so sometimes it's just unpredictable. But once I can see small openings on him, it becomes easier. Moving on his second phase, it's not that crazy or anything because his opening is more visible than before. This is the time where I don't even care how much damage I can deal or how much health he has left. I was too focused and concentrating my eyes only to hit him. After an hour and a half, I finally took him down. I'm getting there now, and at this point, I don't think I need to get anything else. Just go straight to the boss. But I remember you can get the Erdtree favor +2 in this location, so I thought it wouldn't hurt to get it since I only have the regular Erdtree favor. After getting that talisman and willingly get killed afterwards, I'm going for the second most difficult boss, which is Gideon. After that last video I did, I don't want to say that Gideon was easy. I can predict on how much damage his magic do to me, so every time I get hit, I just drink the flask. Twice sometimes. But yeah, I've learned a lot when fighting him, and the only strats right now is being patient. And yeah, I realize it's better to get him cornered, so whenever he's trying to roll, I can still land some hits and therefore Gideon is gone. Alright, next boss is Godfrey, my favorite fight. The fight is very chill. Well, actually chill wasn't the right word for this, but it's a really fun fight. I don't even realize that apparently my katana didn't deal much damage at him, and looking back at my footage, it was a 7-minute fight. That was quite long for a single boss, honestly. But I think because I fought the golden version before, that makes this first phase super predictable. Also, between attacks there are a lot of openings from it, so the wing sword talisman can work perfectly. And I can land consecutive attacks more often before the effect cool down. Second phase is more challenging, but because I fought him multiple times before, this wouldn't be a problem at all. Honestly, I don't know if he has less resistance on his second phase, but apparently I can bleed him twice even though the window of openings is less than before. So this is the first time ever that I beat him without dying a single time. I think I made some improvement here. This is the real challenge of the game. Before going for Radahn, I got Crimson Hole Crystal Tear as usual to protect myself from Elden Stars. Apparently I need to read Radagon's pattern more closely because it's more difficult than I remember. I relied too much on the flame back then, and this time I have to beat him without the flame. I died multiple times until I realized the key with Radahn is to stay close to him. It's the same method with Godfrey's first phase. As long as I get close to him, he barely used any of the lightning spears, so it really helps me in this case. Eventually I beat him, and with Elden Beast, I think the only problem that I always got caught on is when he does this explosive slam attack with the sword. I died most of the time because of that move. Okay, so going back with Radahn. I have strong feelings I can beat him now. At the first encounter, I realized both Radahn and Elden Beast has the same behavior. They let us attack them around 3 times before they make a move. After that, it's just a matter of patience. His chain attacks sometimes unpredictable, so whenever he's going to use his hammer, I just dodge twice just in case he does his follow-up attacks. Radahn is notorious of not letting you heal, but I can actually heal on certain moment when he attacked. It's hard for me to explain, but there is a specific opening for us to heal. That's why I can heal safely without getting interrupted. Alright, almost there. Going for Elden Beast now. I've learned from my mistakes and now I change my attack pattern on him. But I have to keep being aggressive on him or else he's gonna pull some nasty moves. I keep my Crystal Tier flask on my equipment loadout so I can easily use them when needed. Until this point, I think the only time I mistakenly drank the wrong flask is when fighting Godskin Duo. Other than that, I keep track on what flask I currently have. So with that, I finally beat Elden Beast. So apparently playing without HUD is annoying, but I managed to complete it even though I was struggling so bad on Godskin Duo. But yeah guys, please let me know in the comment section down below if I made mistakes or maybe you have something in mind to improve my playthrough. Feel free to let me know. And as always, give it a like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.